Why hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Car Juice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the squeeze, not on this 2024 BMW M3, but the suspension that's on it. That's not me farting, that's the wall farting. That happens sometimes. So yes, this car has a very, very rare $2,800 and $2,820 option, which is the M Performance suspension kit. It is a suspension kit that's made by ZW, but reproportioned and allocated for the BMW M division. So the M division has signed off on how this drives, how it changes the vehicle, and then they've even given you a couple of different suggestions on how you should set this up. So with the M Performance suspension package, what you're gonna get is anywhere from a 5 to 20 millimeter lower option on the suspension of the car, so that will actually enable it to handle a little bit lower by lowering the center of gravity. 5 millimeters is half a centimeter for those who are challenged in the metric system as I am. That's about 1/20th of an inch, up to almost a full inch, or about 80% of an inch. It's 2.54 centimeters, 2 inches for those who speak in freedom units like myself. So BMW recommends that you lower the car only about 1 centimeter. It's not going to give you like a full tuck, but basically how that is going to translate. So I've got about a finger and a half gap on this car versus if I go outside to my M2 that's sitting in my showroom, very similar setup. You are going to be rocking, I mean, this thing has like a 4 inch kind of gap there. So it's about like a full finger between the normal suspension setup and the M Performance suspension setup. So it makes a huge difference. Also just looks really, really good. It's not gonna give you like that full tucked look. And if you wanted to go a little bit lower, you can go to ZW. It is a windy day outside. That is very flatulent. But if you wanted the full tuck look, you can go with ZW, and they do offer anywhere from a 10 to 30 millimeter drop, but I don't think you're gonna get the same ride quality. I am gonna take this thing out on a bit of a quick drive. I do have some B-roll so you can actually watch the suspension at work and give you guys my honest opinion on if I think it's worth the $2,800 or not. I don't need that yet. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing out on a little bit of a drive, and then so we're sorry, I had to let my coworker out of the garage there. One moment. Yeah, so we are going to go ahead and take this thing on a little bit of a spin, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion as a BMW client advisor who's driven a lot of M3s, if I think you should get the lowered suspension or not. I mean, from what I can tell, even just reading on BMW forums and all kinds of other stuff, if you're looking to get a lowered M3, at least on the brand new market, while this car is still, if you're looking to get something that's probably like a, 2023 or newer, so you can get the new iDrive 8 style screen and all of the new good things that come with a brand new car, if you're looking at getting like a 21, obviously you're not going to be benefiting much by doing a port installed option. But if you're going to go from a factory perspective, there's not much of a better option out there than to just go with the factory installed, port installed accessory option to get the lowered suspension. Already the M3 rides really good. The problem is just the, give or take inch and a half inch gap from the M3 factory suspension. It looks like it doesn't look as performance-esque as it really could otherwise. I have had a lowered 340, in the past, so I am very much somebody that enjoys a lowered car because it allows it to be a little bit more dynamic in the corners. Not everybody's a lowered car kind of guy, but from what I can tell, the KW springs, which these are based on, and this is basically like a private label brand version of it, based on the Beamer forums post that I read, you're basically saving about $1,000. You can buy a performance kit from KW that would let you lower it a little bit from stock for about $1,800, $1,900 at today's prices, but then you still have to pay for labor, and then you're not going to be covered under warranty on your suspension components. So that's a pretty good value proposition in my opinion. Overall, from what I can tell, the ride is basically the same as stock. The weight transfer feels a little bit better because it is a little bit lower, and let's see what it will look like as far as cornering goes. He says going straight into a tunnel. Yeah, from what I can tell, it seems like it's relatively planted. In the comments below, I am going to go ahead or in the description below, I am going to go ahead and link to the part number for this, so you guys can find the part number if you're wanting to go ahead and go about it. And then there's also a couple of other channels that have actually done really good reviews about like the install process. There's another BMW dealership, I think it's North Rally, that actually did a full install video. I'll link to that as well, so that if you're looking for some more information, this hopefully at least can be partially helpful in your search for kind of like a suspension upgrade for your car. Yeah, a lot of people also really enjoy doing kind of like just springs. So, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. This is going to be a full factory suspension upgrade, and it is, let's see, leaning into a corner. I don't know if it's just because it's a colder day out, but like the back end feels slightly more playful with that lower center of gravity. Let me go ahead and kick it into Sport Plus on the chassis and on the engine and see how that changes things. Not overly bouncy. I would say it's probably about 10% stiffer relative to the stock setup, but not like overly bumpy or anything like that. Let's put on the sport steering as well, and then I am actually going to go ahead and kick you guys around so you. All right, so as you can see, we are now in Sport Plus engine and Sport Plus suspension, and I'm gonna see kind of how that changes things in terms of like whenever we go to lean into this corner. If the back end still feels a little bit more playful, I mean, $2,000's a lot of money. It's still half of what like a third of what the M Performance exhaust costs at like $7,500, because that's a lot of money. So wants to change direction, and it just feels absolutely dialed whenever you go ahead and go into that. So I would say if you are somebody that wants to have a slightly modified car and you are wanting to have a little bit more of a performance based type handling, that the M Performance suspension is probably your best bet. If you're going on an aftermarket setup and you're a little bit handy, then maybe going with like a 2021 and having that having somebody else put it on for you, that would probably be your best bet. But from an OEM standpoint, if you're going to do it anyway, go ahead, go factory, do the whole thing, because then it'll be covered under the 40 or 50,000 mile warranty. And if you're going to be residualizing it, like if you're leasing, for example, you can actually basically pay for only about half of it instead of having to pay for the entire thing, which will make it about 50% off. So yeah, definitely look into the option code. It's Z58 if your BMW client advisor hasn't heard about it. Like if you had asked me, I wouldn't have known about it unless if you asked. But definitely from what I can tell, seems like it would be a worthwhile option. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video and you like looking at car type things, you guys should subscribe to Car Juice, because I'm actually going to be posting pretty much every day now. Going to be posting 4 short form videos a week and 2 long form videos a week for at least the next 90 days. So if you guys have any other cool video ideas or things that you would like me to go ahead and review, comment those down in the comment section below, and I will touch base on those in a future video. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.